Welcome back to another live stream. I screwed that up. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Royce. I am your runner, and this is my very special guest, Cameron Denney. He is actually here tonight to help myself as well as a lot of other players figure out like kind of what to pack and how to pack for Milsims and how to kind of set up your gear. So that's tonight's show. Tomorrow, couple of quick channel updates. I will be at Homefront with Cameron. We will be running in a team at Homefront, Leatherback 3. I think it's Leatherback 3. We'll be running at Leatherback 3 down in Elbert, Colorado tomorrow. And then I need to, I think I'm going to get one of my cameras charged and I'll film some footage to show off some of the gear. And actually, I'm probably going to get somebody to just hold a camera and just do some footage of the gear so I can actually start doing the gear loadout videos. I was wanting to do those this week, but work was less than fun this week. So that's essentially my plan and what I have going on. You're probably going to see Homefront videos before you see gear videos because I'm that terrible at it. And as always, if you guys want to go down below, if you guys like what you see here, go down below, like, comment, and subscribe. But the best thing that you guys can do is share the channel. That's the best thing you can do for any channel that you guys like or subscribe to on Facebook or YouTube or wherever it is. If you really do want to support a channel or anything like that, the best thing that you can do is to share the channel. So for those of you out there who like what we're doing here, just go and share it with all of your battle buds and have them check it out. And without any further ado, Cameron.
How you doing, Royce?
Are you done dying?
For the most part.
Cameron's actually having an allergic reaction to the animals of my house, the many animals of my house. So if for some reason we do have to cut this live stream short, it is for health reasons.
Sorry, guys.
So we are actually going to try to do this rather quickly. So I asked Cameron here because tomorrow I am going to my first, it's kind of Milsim Light is what it's a beginner Milsim. It's literally a game 100% designed like a Milsim, but for beginner players. So that way beginners such as myself who have never been to a Milsim event can kind of understand how things work, how to move in a squad, get used to receiving commands and, and doing what you do out, when you're not just in a pickup game, when you can just lone wolf it all the time. So I called Cameron. I said, hey, man, let's talk about gear. What you should do when thinking about your gear just to set up for a Milsim. And then, And then also we're going to talk about how we're going to get our gear to the Milsim, how we're going to carry our gear there, and then what we're bringing to the Milsim. So,
like our personal setup.
Yeah, like our personal setups. These are our personal setups. I actually, when building my new kit for this loadout video that I want to do, I actually talked with Cameron quite a bit. I also talked with Big Red to figure out exactly what I want to do, how I wanted to carry stuff. I talked with Cameron about the functionality of it, about the quality of the gear that I was getting. This guy actually runs, real guy gear, not for Airsoft. This guy runs real guy gear for real guy stuff because he's actually in a lot of tactical training, a lot of fire team training throughout Colorado. What and if you want
to, most of my training is designed around urban combat. It's really not. I'm not working with the cool guys.
No, he is not police or law enforcement. He's not. He just has a passion for it, and so
I enjoy the. Trying to explain this in a way that's not just the boog.
Yeah, I was gonna say the boog. Basically, Cameron is he loves tactical gear, firearms training, and everything that encompasses it. Probably why he got into Airsoft.
Yeah, and I do Airsoft so that I can incorporate that into something where I get some actual force-on-force training, as well as I get to shoot these guys because it's fun.
Yeah, I've been lit up by this guy. It's not fun. It's not fun. All right. So that's Cameron's background. He's also been playing Airsoft for over a decade at this point, and he has been to many, many Milsims. And in fact, tomorrow Big Red is going to act as our squad leader. He does that role really, really well. He's really good at communication. Cameron is going to be his number 2. He's going to be fire team leader 1, essentially. So Big Red is our squad leader. Cameron is going to be fire team leader 1. Cameron, I believe you were fire team leader 1 or 2.
I was fire team leader 2 at the recent event that Red and several other Airsoft players from Colorado attended. Fire team 2 was focused primarily on generating like we were the specialty roles fire team. So we had one team that was designed to go in, poke the enemy, like poking a bear with a stick, and then when they got into deep crap and they needed something like a anti-vehicle, I would deploy my fire team in an appropriate manner and get them the specialty tools that they needed.
Okay. No. So this is why I run with this guy. He's got a lot of experience running Milsims as well as real tactical gear training, so on and so forth. So, well, I guess we kind of have to talk about how we're carrying our stuff before.
Yeah, so I feel it. So let's start with our personal kit. Just
no, I mean basic... like how we're like what we're actually moving stuff with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you want to, this real quick, if you guys are going to a Milsim or even just pickup games and you have some gear that you're carrying with you, Cameron, what do you got going on over there? You can pull it into the camera and show everybody.
All right. So what I have here is I believe it's a 37-inch Husky box. I believe that's the measurement on it. Bought it at Home Depot. It was like $25, $30.
You got them on sale because I find them now, and those are almost $75 now.
Okay, yeah.
So I think you got yours on sale.
I bought mine on Black Friday, so that is a little bit of bias. So these things, really nice, really just a giant hunk of plastic that will protect your stuff and give you an effective way to organize and move things around. These are contractor boxes, so they've got like a weather-resistant seal around the edge, so you can leave it out in the rain or whatever. Just recently, last time we were up at Go Airheads, the misters were on, and it dumped all over my box, and everything inside was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So, and then inside of it, it's got a little carry tray for smaller stuff, and then it's really just a giant cavity that you can do whatever you please to keep yourself organized.
Yeah. So for me, all of my stuff is new. I was actually given a Foot Locker for my gear. One of my wife's friends was at a sale or at an estate sale, getting rid of stuff, and this Foot Locker here was free, and I found a cart, a soccer mom cart, to put the Foot Locker in. She said, my wife's friend was like, hey, I think Royce could use this for his Airsoft stuff, and if he's not going to use it, I'm going to use it. So here we go. And I love it. It for me, it works perfectly. The case was free. Admittedly, I spent more on the cart than Cameron did on his case, but again, I have not seen those things for as cheap as you guys have gotten them for, or else I would get them. But what I can do is I can stack my rifle bags on top of here, throw bungees over, and I can haul this thing just about anywhere. It does have these really large wheels on the bottom, as you can see in the frame. So I'll be using this, and it has shelf on top, sits all the way across the top. I have literally put every mag for all of my replicas up here. Ammo, battery chargers.
It's overkill. It's
for a Milsim, it's overkill. But I am basically like, this is going to stay in the car.
Yeah.
But so because I have several replicas that I run, this is overkill. Let's say if I was going out of state, I probably would not carry all of it in here. I would still carry the box, but I would not carry everything that I have in here. But seeing as how we're in Colorado and space is not something that we're looking for in a vehicle, I'm just going to carry the whole box. And admittedly, I have all the space and it carries just my kit really well too. My plate carrier, my helmet. I have an extra pair of pants in here. God forbid something happens to pants. So yeah. All right. So let's get into gear. So what are you wearing for Homefront tomorrow?
So basic BDUs. This is a question I get a lot. Is like, what do you rock? What do you rock as your base layer? You know, I'm a big fan of buy once, cry once. Because I find that the more you invest on the front end, typically, the more you get out on the, your return on investment is higher, basically. Now, because these ridiculous guys are making me run tan, I bought a set.
I am not making you run tan. They're making me run tan.
We're running tan.
We're running.
Which is not my speed. My normal setup would be something very similar to what I'm wearing right now. These are Ranger Green Cry G3s. Mm-hmm. They're high end. They are very durable.
I actually have always... Oh, holy snap. That elastic is ridiculous.
Yeah. So they've got elastic sections to help you in your high wear areas so you don't blow your pants out. All kinds of little... Like, part of the thing that people are like, well, I don't want to spend... I will fully admit I spent $250 on a pair of pants. I will fully admit that. But when you get into a level of design like that, there are just little things that at first you wouldn't even think about, but as soon as you start using it, it's like, oh, holy crap, I used the crap out of this. Mm-hmm. Like for me personally, they've got these little knife holders that are separate from your pocket. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't take room up in your main pocket, but you can still carry a knife, a flashlight, whatever.
A knife, a flashlight, a multi-tool. Especially for Airsoft, a multi-tool is...
Oh, yeah.
That's like the holy grail in a Milsim if something breaks.
And thigh pockets. These things are fantastic, especially if you're working in or around vehicles. I'm sitting down, I can still access whatever's in this pocket.
I do have thigh pockets. Mine are less accessible than yours because they're actually higher up.
Yeah. So,
So what are you wearing on your chest? Talk with us what you're wearing, and then I'll show them what I'm wearing, and then we'll go through and I'll show them because I'm doing a plate carrier and belt setup, and you're doing a...
I am running a plate carrier and belt setup, but it is very much so a minimalist setup comparatively.
Yeah. Mine's just my permanent setup for now. You have a lot of gear you can choose
I have
from.
3 or 4 complete kits at the moment of all relatively effective systems. So first up, we're gonna rock out with the plate carrier setup. Sorry, guys. So we've got the plate carrier, which is a Ranger Green Cry JPC. I hope you guys notice a bit of a theme here. I like Ranger Green. I like Cry. So it's a Cry Gen 2 JPC with the ITW fast clip system with a Spiritus Systems Mark IV chest rig with the triple insert. So it'll hold 3 M4 mags. And then I've kind of just got a general utility on the front with the full flap.
Open that up for me. So let's... Holy crap, that Velcros are great.
There's nothing...
I'm sorry, that hook and loop is great.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's nothing in here. This is kind of my... I don't know where to put that. Throw it in the front one.
Okay.
It's nice and simple. Yeah, I know. It doesn't match. No, I don't care. I got a steal on this.
We're also making him run tan. So he's going to be running tan BDU set.
Yeah.
And his normal stuff because they only care about what your BDUs are and not what your actual kit is at the event that we're going to.
Yep.
All right. What are you running? Anything on your sides, on your back? What are you running for specifically for at least one full day of Milsim?
So for one full day of Milsim,
because that's essentially what we're going to is a day-long Milsim.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit shorter than a day-long, but yeah,
relatively.
Yeah.
So for me,
so you got a small plate carrier. Oh, you took your real plates out.
I took my real plates out. I rocked real plates, real ceramic plates at a game in Oklahoma, and that went poorly. For all my other stuff, for all my real gun stuff, absolutely rock real plates. Airsoft, it's not necessary, and you'll hate yourself by the end. It's not necessary. No, you don't need real plates for Airsoft. It's okay. So I have,
and this is the guy who like, he is not judgmental of people he's judgmental of me.
Yeah,
he's not judgmental of other people who buy replica gear, such as you'll see here in a minute. And he did have the real plates and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, no, that was murder.
That was awful. I truly that was the worst decision I've made in a while.
All right, cool. What else are you rocking on this plate carrier for tomorrow?
So for tomorrow, I don't rock anything on my sides for Airsoft. There's absolutely no point.
Okay.
For my real gear stuff, I will be rocking radio. I will be rocking trauma. I will be there's a lot of stuff that you need for real engagements that you do not need in any way, shape, or form for Airsoft.
Yes.
So my kit is very much so minimalist when it comes down to it. Now, on the back, I am running a Haley Strategic Flat Pack. This is a fantastic bag if you're looking for a mini-map style piece of gear. Lower section, you've got your standard here. It also zips out.
Mine is very, very close to that.
Yeah.
Mine's bigger.
A little bit. Yeah.
Mine's bigger for probably patent
Copyright
reasons. Yeah, patent reasons. But yeah, mine's very close to that.
So,
but I see what you're saying is the one that I got is very close to yours. And even mine just being a repro of yours, mine's still a pretty good piece of gear.
Oh, hey, that's where my clears went. So, I run this thing. I don't run hydro bags.
And he does have a reason for it. We'll get into that here in a few. But so you're running the mini map, and you're going to carry most of your general things that you need from what you explained to me. What you're going to look back at me and say, hey, runner, grab this out of this pocket in my bag, hand it to me. Batteries, tools,
batteries,
something.
tools, whatever I elect to put in there on the day. It really depends on who I'm rolling with, what we're doing. If we get to briefing, right, and I know what squad I'm rolling with, so I'm going to be light on tools.
Holy balls. Oh, my children are destroying the upstairs.
Fun. So because of who I'm rolling with, I'm going to be pretty light on tools. I'm going to have granola bars and stuff and some water. I carry water in a water bottle, not a hydro pack, but that's how I do me. And then I typically carry, I forgot to pack them, is moleskins. They're basically stick-on things to help with blistering. I don't care how good your boots are. I don't care. At some point, you will develop a blister, and you will want moleskins. They're the best things in the world. Other than that, that's pretty much the plate carrier. Repping that RDD Airsoft Works.
Yeah, I got one on my arm. Nice. I got one on my right arm right above my Chernobyl patch.
So, though you're us. So, next up is...
So, really quickly.
Yeah.
So, you just did your plate carrier. I'll do mine. And again, I consulted Cameron on this. Cameron, how do I need to run? What do I need to run? So...
Now, I will preface this with, I am a fan of the, you buy once, you cry once. That hurt my wallet, but I'll probably never have to buy gear again unless I elect to, not I have to.
Yeah. I didn't put my radio back in after I checked the battery.
Now, that being said, I will absolutely never hold it against someone if they don't buy real gear, especially when it comes to Airsoft. If you're a firearms guy and you're not willing to put the money down on real gear, you're not a real firearms guy. Flame war.
Well, with the exception of, I think, LBX, because they did actually start that. LBX started their line of gear for police officers, security, and stuff like that who couldn't exactly afford the higher end stuff. So LBX, but LBT is not bad. LBX is there.
Become much more of an Airsoft brand, so I do not...
Right.
I cannot in good conscience condone anyone, military, law enforcement, whatever, using LBX gear.
And I'm not condoning it either because I don't know. I'm just saying I know what their intention was.
That was their intention. Their QC has not maintained that level of accuracy.
So, guys, and I talked with Cameron a lot about what I was, how I wanted to run, what I wanted to run. And I'll just do what he did for the awkwardness.
You're welcome.
Do it. Hey. All right. What I am running actually is the Emerson 420 plate carrier.
Nice.
From Emerson Gear. Not a bad plate carrier so far in the few weekends that I've run it. One of the things that the reason that I bought this plate carrier for is this is actually the knockoff Chinese version of the Armistice 2 from LBX. It's a repro of a repro. But one of the biggest things is it does not have these standard clips here, but I did buy it because I do actually have front panels that I can completely remove. And if one of my replicas goes down, I just walk back, put the replica in the car, pick up a new one, and swap out mags because I do have different replicas with different mags. As Cameron knows, I don't actually even own an M4 in Airsoft. I can go play with ARs in real life. I use Airsoft as a video game, essentially. Nothing on my sides. I may or may not, depending on how I run tomorrow, put my M14 mag pouches on my side. So these are my MP5 mag pouches. I will be running my MP5 as a secondary, and then my pistol actually as the failsafe of all.
Primary,
Yeah,
secondary, tertiary.
tertiary. That's right. See, he knows these things. But I'll be running my pistol as a tertiary, my MP5 more as a secondary, or also close engagements. And I have enough room here, and the strap that I have for it is good enough that I can sling the MP5 over the back. I will probably mostly be running DMR. And then on the back, I have a knockoff version of a D3 pack on the back. This is also Emerson Gear. So far, I'm a fan of this. I do have a hydro bladder in here. I'm also new to Milsim. I've never even owned a hydro bladder for anything ever in my life. I've never needed one. So I do have a hydro bladder in here for my purposes for Airsoft. And for me, I think it's going to work because if I am running the DMR roll, I'm going to be very low movement. Obviously, the advertisements say this is a 10 to 18 liter pack.
It's not.
It's not. So, I will be running this. Obviously, this plate carrier does have an admin pouch up top, up in the front here.
He also has a massive admin pouch. I have one on mine, and it is like it's like one index card.
Yeah.
It's not even.
I could probably fit my wallet, my keys,
your phone.
I could probably get my phone. Like, this is a massive.
It's like
it is all the way across
his
It
plate.
is literally, so from here, guys, if you can see, it's from here up to here and then completely across the front. That's the entire admin pouch. The zipper, I don't think the size of things you could fit in the admin pouch, the zipper would not accommodate. So,
yeah, honestly, I think that'd be more your issue than anything else.
Right. Like, what will the zipper not let me fit in there? So that's what I will be running, guys, as far as plate carrier and pack on the back. And then we will actually pack our stuff in the back of the packs here in a few. So, all right, Cameron, what else are you running?
So I run for Airsoft, and an ultra simple belt. And by ultra simple, I mean ultra simple. I have one singular mag on my belt. This is a Ronin Tactics Senshi, which is a 2-part belt system. Comes with there's an inner belt. There's Velcro on this. They Velcro together. It's the best belt system ever invented. I will say that. No other belt system.
Everybody else copied them. I think they were the first, right?
Ronin Tactics was the originator of this in a production line. People are going to be like, oh, but there's this picture of this guy way before. That was custom gear made by the operators.
Yeah.
The Ronin Tactics was one of the...
if I'm not mistaken, they actually consulted. Ronin Tactics consults a lot of real guy operators.
So the owner of Ronin Tactics, Lamb, was a Green Beret, and then transferred, and it was a SEAL as well.
Oh, God.
So
he transferred from Green Beret to SEAL. Your job is not that good. My job is not that good.
This man knows what he's talking about, and he has worked with a ton of real-world pipe hitters.
Yeah.
So this design is the first production design of a 2-part belt system. I run mine super duper stupid simple with one T-Rex arms Mars carrier. It's their mag system for an M4. I like M4s.
I have no problem with the Era platform. I have none. It's the best platform in the world.
Yeah.
Just for Airsoft is my video game.
So for me,
So-
using it as a training tool,
No, 100%.
my manual of arms comes across smoothly for the most part. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
We'll be here for hours.
I'm not getting you started. You can't even breathe right now.
We'll be here for hours.
Cameron's on the ground
care.
choking. And another thing.
It's 30-year-old smoker. Anyway, so ultra simple. And I mean ultra simple. I used to run a dump pouch. I gave that to this guy.
I literally took it off of his pouch. I was like, "Hey, can I have that?" He's like, "Yeah, $5." I was like, "Cool." And I yoinked it off of him, and I didn't pay him the $5. I was like, "Oh snap! I owe you $5." He's like, "Dude, I don't care." He was like, He was like, "I owe you $5 for taking my dump pouch
big
off."
facts.
I think you actually said that to me. I don't.
So
I still owe you $5 though.
ultra basic simple belt. I do not. Again,
For airsoft, you
airsoft,
don't need
the stuff that I put on my belt for my real belt. Honestly, I should bring my real kit over sometime and just do a breakdown of this is an airsoft kit. This is a real gun kit.
Yeah, I'm totally down. So again, talking with Cameron. Cameron was actually here a few weeks ago. He actually stayed the night at my house after a barbecue, and Cameron, this is what I'm doing for my gear. This is what I'm going to do for my belt system setup. For my belt system setup, because I do not have the plethora of gear that this guy does. I don't have an airsoft. I don't have singular setups for singular guns.
It's also taken me.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't spend mad money on it.
No, he doesn't spend crazy money on his kit. He just saves up for. It's taken you like a decade to get everything that you've had.
Yeah, I mean, there's all of the first gear starter crap that I absolutely shredded.
He was running Emerson gear the other day. He's like, dude, I totally bought this a while back.
There is one Emerson gear I will run. I bought it. I thought it was going to be absolute crap. I thought I was going to shred it, and it will not die.
It will not die. So, this is the Condor LCS. This is the Condor laser cut system. Admittedly, the laser cut system is hard as hell to get stuff on. So
That's because it's laser cut.
I know it's because it's laser cut. So if I do actually want to build another belt system, I'm just gonna buy another belt.
Although I will be fair. I don't know if you've ever tried to manipulate a Ronin. Because
they're stiff.
They're super stiff, which is part of why it's a fantastic belt. But it also really sucks because then you're just like,
yeah. So for repro, it's not horrible.
Yeah. So
that's also almost a year old and very broken in at this point. So this is the Condor LCS gun belt with the 2-inch belt clip on it. This is $30. If you want it with a Cobra clip, it's going to cost you $60, which I just found absolutely ridiculous. So I said, screw that. Over on the side here on my leg, I actually do keep a drop leg panel for Molly. The drop leg panel for Molly is going to be, right now it is set up for my MP5s because, again, that's what I'll be running tomorrow. But I will be swapping it out with various other things in the future if I absolutely need to. This is kind of like how he said, oh, need to put something somewhere, throw it in there. I'm probably at this point, I would put an admin pouch on my leg.
But you've got this ridiculous admin pouch up top.
Yeah, but that, or I would run stuff down here. Like, let's say, we need extra stuff, grenades or anything like that. I could probably, whatever, or just anything that the team goes, Royce, you need to carry this. And I go on the leg.
Here.
Yeah, here, pack mule. Because that's essentially, that's why I have it. Right now it is set up for my MP5s because I will be running my MP5 as well as my DMR tomorrow. Up here I have 2 Ivory holsters, prototype M4 or AR mag pouches. I freaking love these things. I've literally slid down a mountain on these things. Same day I actually slid down a mountain on. They're great, dude. They hold stuff well. I love these things. These are, again, our prototypes that never that Ivory Holsters did not decide to continue product line with. He did find a better design that he liked. Back here, I am running a UTG dump pouch. I will be running this. I am actually. This is going to be for anything such as, okay, holy crap, we're all really, really thirsty. Can somebody go get water? Dump pouch.
So you're working on the re-indexing change?
I am working on the re-indexing. I do need to practice, but I am. And here's the thing is I found that especially finding your dump pouch and it's all floppy and stuff, and then pitching your mag and then going back and getting another mag. It's the same amount of time. It's the same amount of time as pulling out and just training yourself to re-index, and I can actually see. But I am working on the re-indexing, so I am not currently using my dump pouch for
its intended
use. I will be using it. Maybe, guys, it's really hot out. We're in Colorado. We're going to start off at about 45 degrees tomorrow morning, and by the end of the day, we're probably going to hit about 75 to 80. So I could probably throw 5 or 6 water bottles in this thing. I mean, this thing is huge. I probably throw 5 or 6 water bottles in this thing and carry it out to the guys.
Child in that
it's very small. Yeah, I put a baby in there. Over here, I do have a Ripaway IFAC pouch.
Boo-boo kit.
It's a boo-boo kit. That's all it is. It is on Amazon, designated as an IFAC pouch. You hit that clip, you pull it off. I'm not putting any real guy stuff in here. This is for Airsoft. I have bad ankles, so you better believe I'm going to have some ankle ace wraps in there. Probably some electrolyte tablets. Maybe some burn cream in case somebody gets a little happy with an EG67.
Also,
ibuprofen, things like that. Neosporin, Band-Aids. I might throw some gauze wrap in there in case, God forbid, something not good happens and we need some gauze. But that's it. It's a standard, like what you would like. Mom, I scraped my knee on my bike, and she goes and she gets that first aid kit that's been in the house since the 1940s.
It came with the house.
The last 10 owners bought the house with this thing, and that's just what's been in there. That's essentially what I'm going to put in here, is stuff that I feel that I could actually use in an Airsoft replica, especially playing out in the woods of Colorado. Mm-hmm. Trees, uneven grounds, crap like that. Over here, I do run
real quick, before you change. For the love of God, if you do not know how to use real deal medical equipment, do not carry it on your kit.
No. And that's
why there's no point. If you don't know how to use it, you're more likely to do more damage and hurt someone if real stuff goes down.
I've heard from people, and I don't know how much I like this, but I've heard from people that they go, oh, well, I carry it in case somebody who knows how to use it needs it. Somebody who knows how to use it has it. And they probably have backups of it.
Yeah. We do not need anyone to... Okay. I got trained because I figured if I can make holes, I should be able to plug holes. Mm-hmm. That's fair, I would assume. So, we do not need people to have extra. That is a ridiculous excuse. And 1, it's expensive. 2, there is no point, and you will mess something up if you try to use it and you don't know what you're doing. So, please, for the love of God, make it a boo-boo kit. That's great. Scraped knee, busted whatever, like twisted ankle, whatever.
Twisted ankle. Oh, dude, the twisted ankle is real. That's exactly what it is. I don't know how to use that crap. And I thought about this while I'm like, because I literally went through and I looked at a lot of people's gear and they're like, oh, I carry this and I carry that and I'm like, I'm going to throw some Band-Aids in that thing and an ace spray. I was like, there's no point.
Now,
you're playing Airsoft. If you're doing anything that could be life-threatening in Airsoft, okay, maybe you run up to poison ivy and you have a highly allergic reaction to poison ivy. Okay. But that's a scenario that your kit that you're carrying is not prepared for.
Even then, most of the kits that people are carrying are trauma kits designed for gunshot and blowout wounds, which is not going to have something to counteract that level of a allergic reaction.
Mm-mm. No, it's not. And so that's why, again, boo-boo kit. And I'm sure if for some reason Cameron runs up, snags a tree in the wrong way tomorrow, and his arm's cut open, he's going to go, oh, crap, we're going to Neosporin, gauze, done.
Even then, so...
And just stupid crap. Okay, let's...
Moving on. Don't carry medical if you don't know how to use it.
Don't know how to use it. Don't carry it if you don't know how to use it. Up front, Ivory Holsters, Kydex pouch. up front holding my Elite Force VP9 half blowback pistol. I love this pistol. I love the Kydex pouch even more. Custom retention. I, again, have slid down a mountain on this thing. Legit. Doing a lot of sliding that day.
Let me guess, Rampart?
Yep. yeah. I haven't been back in a while for reasons.
Slide.
It's not because, I'm out of shape or nothing.
No,
It's a
never.
long drive. It's
a long drive. Love you, Ryan.
Love you, Ryan. But no. So I do have, and this was actually custom molded to my Airsoft VP9 because the Airsoft half blowback CO2 VP9 has a little Airsoft safety on the side here. I absolutely detest it. I wish they didn't.
This is my safety.
Yeah, right. Because they do in fact have a proper trigger safety here anyway. So I don't like that. However, I will say this: if somebody is screwing around and staging, I do like that this holster was custom molded because here I'll take the safety off, put it in. And when you pull it out, the safety is on. So in order for somebody to really screw around with this thing, because this was made for the real VP9,
which does not have that,
and then Ivory Holsters was like, I don't like how that's fitting. Let's fix it. Yeah. And we fixed it, and I love how it works. So the LCS gun belt, and then underneath this, I'm actually running the not the padded belt that it comes with, but I am running an HSGI hook inner belt. You can find that on Amazon. In fact, you can find pretty much everything I have here except for the Ivory Holster stuff on Amazon. So that's my belt kit setup for Airsoft, and it's a lot more than his right now because mine is for Airsoft. It's the only belt that I have, and if I need to swap it and change it and adjust it for different replicas that I'm running or different crap, I now have that ability.
Yeah. No, and yeah, honestly, like for me, even my real kit, my real belt doesn't have all that much on it. I have.
Well, most don't. From what I'm to understand, most people have. They will have. So like couple of mag pouches on the side. Couple mag pouches, and then I'm just telling you what I've seen. Okay. Couple mag pouches on the side. They'll have an actual IFAK in the back.
Plug holes with.
I believe Garen Thumb on one of his belt setups. Well, actually, he will also run it. He will run a real IFAK and a boo-boo kit, and he will run his pistol.
Yeah.
And with a couple of pistol mag pouches, and that's it. That's really it. It's not remotely close to what I have on here.
So the belt that I am currently, it is a work in progress because this crap is expensive.
So
it's a work in progress, but my current setup is a pistol at a 45, pistol at a 45, and that's so I can articulate with a plate carrier.
Mm-hmm.
AR, IFAK, and it's on a, oh man, I don't even remember who makes my IFAK mount right now.
Oh.
Dark Angel. That's it. Dark Angel Medical. If you're looking for training on medical stuff, great people. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're cool.
And then on the right side is a Safariland mid-ride level 2 retention, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's super fancy, but it is that is everything that's on the belt. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you really don't need a lot. Like I said, the only reason I packed my belt as much as I did was...
Oh, and a spare tourniquet. I forgot about that.
Oh, hey, yeah, the tourniquet. Mm-hmm.
All of the TQs. One for every limb plus one.
Mm-hmm. For your neck.
Yeah, TQ the neck. Apply tourniquet directly to throat. No, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Stop. No, stop.
Stop. No. We are not responsible for... Never mind, I'm not continuing that joke.
Okay. So...
All right, so...
I've got one more piece that is airsoft specific.
Okay.
And then I think we can move to.
Yeah, I mean, all I really have after that is just my helmet, and it's a helmet, and it's set up to carry a camera with a battery on the back, and that's it.
My helmet's for looking cool / not getting cracked in the dome. People are like, why wouldn't you wear a real helmet for airsoft? 1, they're heavy. 2, getting cracked in the dome sucks. like not even from it's like a bike helmet, Like, okay, yeah, it's not going to stop fragmentation. 1, if you're dealing with real fragmentation in an airsoft game, you got some problems.
That stuff has not been properly chronoed.
Big facts. And then
Of course, then again, somebody throwing an actual frag. Oh, that's a cool looking.
shredded, demonetized.
Why is that funny to me? That's horrible. Cameron, we're terrible.
And?
All right, other piece of airsoft kit. What you got?
All right, give me just a second. My Milsim specific dangler pouch. It dangles.
It dangles. Guess where it dangles? Over the dangles.
Anyway, so this is.
You want to show these guys how it webs up, just for those who are looking?
Yeah. If you've never seen a dangler setup, I highly recommend. This is not the one that I recommend. I've got a different one. I just grabbed this one because it's the one I use for airsoft. The one I recommend, highly recommend, is the Spiritus Systems SAC sub-abdominal carrying kit. SAC,
as the gun gamers said, that was that was an absolute 100% proof that they just needed a piece of kit to go with the name that they came up with.
They came up with the name, and then they were like, "Crap,
what do we call
What is it?"
And they're like, "We want to call it the sack pouch." What? Well, because it goes over your sack. And they were like, "All right, guys, why?" And they were like, "Sub-abdominal carrying kit." So there also might have been some beer in that naming convention. But anyway, this is how a sack pouch goes.
So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can hang this nicely.
I got it. You get one side, I get the other.
So yeah, so it hangs down underneath, kind of like in the abdominal area.
So if this is over his chest,
yeah. So a properly fit plate carrier should go from the bottom of your throat to the top of your belly button. So it should hang right over your belly, right? And then you have pretty rapid access to everything inside it. Mm-hmm. So then getting inside it.
They are designed to be kind of loose and swing for the bendy areas. Because you bend as a human being.
Tourniquet, airsoft tourniquet.
Airsoft tourniquet. Yes, airsoft tourniquet. Do not under any circumstances run a real tourniquet in airsoft. Handcuffs.
For them HVTs that don't want to come.
Yeah, because Cameron plays airsoft to hurt people.
I do not. For the most part. Play airsoft to hurt people.
I have been on the receiving end.
Unless they were my friends. And then it's all out pain game.
That sucked. I will never forget the first time I went up.
Which time
I
was
heard
this?
Game on, and I was catching fire. They didn't even get the N out of game on, and Cameron was just like target acquired, and I was like, holy crap, that was me.
Was this at Kiowa in the Village?
Yeah, the last game of the day, I used to convince Kiowa to do a free for all. Every player on the field, at the end of the day, we use 20, 30 people. Everybody spreads out, and it's just a free for all. You get hit, you leave, and it was a really fun wind down game. First game of the day was always a team deathmatch. Everybody just run together and hit each other in the middle, get your blood warmed up. And then throughout the day, they did operation-based games, objective-based games. And then at the very end of the day, the sun's getting ready to go down. Hey, guys, free-for-all. Get your stuff if you want a free-for-all. When you get shot, just walk off. Last man standing wins the round. I will say this: I successfully dodged his fire, but I did not, in fact, Sean Galloway's fire from 572,000 feet away. He had range on that. But anyway, so he's carrying this.
So then the next thing is a set of notes. This is not so much for your first time or first or second time player. This is for people who are falling into more of a command role.
Fire team leader 1 tomorrow.
So I can take
Well, I would imagine you're just going to be fire team leader for our
Probably.
squad. I mean, unless we end up with...
Unless there are a lot of guys, which I don't know how many.
There's supposed to be 12-person squads, so unless we end up with all 12 people on our squad, we may have to designate somebody for fire team leader 2, and at that point,
We'll
learn
figure it
fast.
out. Yeah, go fast.
Yeah, go fast. Go fast.
So when you step into more of a command role, Big Red also does this, at least to my knowledge. He does. And this is a right in the rain. This thing I can ride underwater with this thing. It's fantastic.
Snowstorm, blizzard, snowstorm, sorry. Rainstorm,
whatever.
all of it. He
Mud.
can write, mud, muck, all of it. He can literally write. It'll come out legibly. You'll be able to read it till the end of days.
So this is for me keeping track. One of the things that I do keep track of when we're playing, or I try to, is how much water has everyone consumed.
Beer.
If you put beer in your hydro pack, I'm going to smack the crap out of you.
I'll swap them out before you see.
I'll be able to smell it because I'm wanting a beer, but I'm too much of a goody two shoes.
Hand it over. There you go.
I don't know. This isn't allowed. This isn't allowed.
Cameron, give me it back. There's a 6-pack in there.
So
wait, how many beers can fit in 2 liters?
How many ounces are in a
liter?
No, I know how many. How many ounces are in a crowler?
32. You probably fit 2 crowlers in a 2 liter.
32.
You probably fit a 6. You probably fit a growler.
64.
You could probably fit a growler in there.
Hold on, because there are 3.
All right. Anyway, we're getting way off topic. Okay, so gear.
So
sorry, beer talk, guys. Beer talk. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has. It really has. It's
week.
been a really long week. Other than that, my gear is a product of. I used to rock an absolutely ridiculous pouches everywhere Mondo kit, like the Condor. I bought every pouch they sold plus one.
Plus one. I called Condor. I had to make me a pouch.
Exactly. So I've been there. I've been on this kit where I literally can't even put my arms down. I'm like, I've got these just like shelves underneath. Like I've just got like a donut around me of just crap.
That was something I wanted to avoid for my first full kit. So, all right, guys, that's the kit that we're wearing, and for the most part, our belt system setups. Cameron, what are we putting in our backpacks tomorrow?
Okay, so I am going to lean this way, and I hope you guys can hear me. So, you got your bag. Number one thing for us personally, because we run with a bunch of guys that...
Radios. Do not say the name.
Yeah.
Radios.
Wireless communication devices.
Yes.
We have a whole bunch of guys in Colorado. We all rock these. We train with them. We play pickup games with radios just for the meme.
Actually, in some instances, it really does help. So obviously, as you guys saw me earlier, I was struggling to put mine back in the pouch because I didn't have it in there. But mine is rocking in the back here. And what I love about mine is there's a little elastic loop right here. Mm-hmm. I don't even need a radio pouch because I put the clip on my radio, and bam, this elastic loop just holds the radio in snug for me. So
yeah, I haven't done it yet. I have a couple of these bags. Mine's smooth inside, so I take a piece of industrial strength stick-on hook.
Right there. Do you want some?
Do you have both sides?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you some tonight.
I cut it to the shape of the battery, and I stick it to the top and run the antenna out through the water hole, the hose hole, because I don't.
You have 2 holes, right? Or 1 on that one. You got 1. See, and that's so what I've been doing for mine is I do that, and then I've been literally taking my little whatever these things are called, the ropes that hold the zippers, and then check it out, and then I've just been doing
a lock.
just doing a lock on my zippers.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it. It seems to work, except when I ask friends to lock it, and they don't. Ross. I love Ross.
I love Ross too, but I run an ultra simple mic setup, external mic setup. It plugs in. I get sound in here. I put sound out here. I press the button here. Mm-hmm. That's it. I like it simple. I don't like throat mics because I got a chonk of a neck. It's hard to get a throat mic that doesn't choke me.
For you anyway. Because you have a chonk of a neck, they won't work for you anyway.
Yeah.
I did a throat mic not for the tactical purposes. For those who don't know me less, I am not a fan of wires and cables and a whole bunch of crap in one area. I already am wearing a lot of stuff on my head. I am wearing stuff for my cameras. I have my lower face protection, my eye protection, and all of that kind of runs through my helmet. I did not need something else on my head getting in the way. So to kind of disperse the clutter off of my head, I'm running the Code Red headsets throat mic setup with a push-to-talk with a PTT hockey puck. I do not remember the name of the company. I have to ask Big Red on that, but it is a 5-pin to 5-pin push-to-talk running down into my radio. And again, the reason for that was having stuff on my ears would hooked over like his are. I can't do it. And that's the thing. Everybody's setup is going to be different.
Find what's most comfortable for you. If you are tight on a budget and you're like, I like how this one looks, but you've never worn it, see if you can find someone at the field that you can,
test it,
buddy up with and be like, hey man, I'm trying to set up, like, okay, for me, I did this. I was like, I found a buddy of mine was like, yeah, I just got this new throat mic. I'm like, hey man, you mind if I try it on? I tried it on and I couldn't breathe. It was like, it was ridiculous.
See, and for me, I actually have to have an additional rope on the throat mic
to tighten it down.
My rope fell. Oh, nope, there it is. I see it. But I do actually have to have an additional rope. So that way I'll bring it in. I'll tighten it down slightly, not too much, because you will do the choking thing. And it's Airsoft, not continuing that joke. I was there before you were. But I have to tighten them down slightly in order to make sure that the throat mic is good and it is sensing the vibrations of my trachea properly, because that's what throat mics are for. They are to go over your trachea.
Yeah.
And so, right, trachea. That's this part. That's the part that if you squish too hard, you'll die. All right, what else are we carrying in our backpacks tomorrow, Cameron? So let's start with like the lower pouch here. So we'll just use, I've got mine. Well, you've got yours on the ground. So I got my lower pouch here.
Let's see here.
Oh, good.
Me personally, I run an extra set of iPro for two reasons. One, that guy, he's wearing, you know that guy. He's always that guy who's wearing NZ rated. They're always there. They're pickup games.
I'll stack some at your good point. I have extra iPro. I will stack. Yeah.
There's always that one guy who's like, yeah, bro, it's full seal and NZ rated. Boom! Blind man. Gets hit in the lens, shatters the lens, is like, oh man, I can't play anymore. That's what these are for.
Extra iPro other for that guy.
The other one, for me personally, I had this happen. Wow.
Okay, what else we got in the pack? Starting with lower pouch.
So I don't carry a whole lot with me, personally. And a lot of the stuff that I can't pack.
Only because we are actually running up almost to our hour-long time.
Okay.
We've got about 10 minutes before we're at an hour. And I do still want to do Q&A because we always do Q&A.
Always. But, so in the small pack, I typically keep my snacks.
Yep. So snacks are going to be for me in the back, which I will ask my lovely wife, Mama Runner, if she would stop off and snag some snacks for us on the way back. Nature Valley bars, Cliff bars. Yeah. I love Nature Valley, dude. Their salty sweet one, so good. You know that one?
Yeah. I love that one.
So good.
I typically put snacks.
Maybe some beef jerky too, probably good. 2 packs.
Yeah. So like I get one Mondo thing of Old Trapper spiced or like peppered.
Right.
So when you're in a Milsim, everyone's like, "Oh, bro, I'm gonna bring this MRE." No, you're not gonna eat an MRE. If you are, you're gonna spend the second half of the day hating yourself because it's such a heavy meal. It's 2,000 calories packed into something this big.
What time do we have to leave tomorrow? I'll tell Big Red because I think Big Red's planning on leaving by 8. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell Big Red that we are going to be down there by 7:30.
Okay.
To follow him because we're gonna stop off at place up here, Qdoba.
Doba.
My Qdobas do breakfast burritos in the morning.
Yep.
So potatoes, eggs, so you get your starches, your proteins, then guacamole, cheese, and so you get a bunch of stuff like that. Great and you can get a small burrito. Mm-hmm. So great for a lightweight meal in the morning. So
this is a personal thing. Some people prefer lightweight meals before Airsoft. Depends on the person.
I am not doing a heavy meal.
Me personally, I like to load up. I'm a bit of a chunky boy, and personally, I don't have issues with like heartburn or feeling weighed down, but I have issues with.
It'll come.
Man, I'm hungry. Yeah, I know.
It'll happen.
I know. Anyway, so continuing, I keep snacks. I keep beef jerky.
So beef jerky, Nature Valley
snacks.
bars. Yeah, because I need to let Mama Runner know that she can bring some of those back for us. Okay, so we're going to keep snacks in there.
I typically keep some gum. That's usually for my 2-day events or like my events where it's continuous.
And there's no brushing of
and
the
there's
teeth.
no brushing of your teeth.
Altoids.
And some of these guys, like, I'll admit my breath gets pretty rank if I have to do that. But I've met some people who will remain nameless.
Peel paint off the wall. All right. What else?
Strip carpet.
One of the things that you told me about, because again, we're running up on time here, and I don't want you to die in my basement.
I'm actually feeling better now, so we can keep rolling.
One of the things that you told me, spare batteries for your replicas.
Yep. So
spare batteries for replicas. I will most likely keep in another back pouch. He obviously had. Hey, I've got that one. I have 2 of those charging right now.
I bought it from RDD Airsoft Works. Hit him up.
He buys them from the place that I buy them from.
Well. So yeah, I have a couple of different bags. One of the bags that I have, which will remain nameless because it always starts a firestorm in the comments, has little J zippers that I can access these by myself. I can get to a new battery for my airsoft gun by myself. Mm-hmm. I am not running that bag. It's a little small.
Okay, so what else are we putting in our kit for tomorrow? So what are we running tomorrow? So there's batteries in here. I obviously have batteries charging right now, so I will not be loading up. Yeah. Cameron's actually here tonight to help me load up, make sure that I have everything that I need for a successful day of 1 day of Milsim tomorrow. So, or Milsim Light. Snacks, extra batteries, water, whatever you are carrying your water in. I happen to be running a hydration bladder. He is running a small Nalgene. He is running a Nalgene for his purposes. That works for him. I have no idea how a hydration bladder is going to work for me. I just bought one because that's what everybody recommends. So I bought one. I think for my purposes, it's going to work quite well.
So it depends on the person. There are 2 types of people. You will either love your hydro pouch to death and will never, ever give it up. Obviously, you'll replace it because otherwise that's unhygienic as heck. Anyway,
I bought 2.
Good.
I bought 2. I got another one over there.
Or you'll be one of those people who hates them because they are the devil's spawn of plastic-tasting water that is lukewarm.
I hate water anyway, and all water tastes like that to me. So any water...
You're wrong.
I'm right.
You're wrong.
Beer does not taste like... Beer is the only water that doesn't taste like water.
Okay, Bud Light doesn't count.
This isn't Bud Light, Cameron.
I know it's not Bud
This is,
Light.
in fact, nectar of the gods.
Big facts.
Sold in Loveland.
Coming back to the gear real quick.
Yeah. I hydration bladder, for me, everybody says run one. For me, I think it's going to suffice. Mm-hmm. If I need to, I do actually have an old hydro carrier that Mama Runner bought for me back in the day that I could throw an Nalgene in if I ever needed to, as an extra.
And
color scheme doesn't match, but I can buy a tan one. So
spray paint it.
I can't I can't.
Spray paint it.
I can't. I
do
can't
it.
paint and stickers. I can't. All right. So, is there anything else that we're going to be running in these? Again, I want to get to Q&A
So
for
this
everybody.
this comes down to a personal preference thing. I don't run anything else.
No, totally fine. I think for a 2 or a 3 day event you need to, but for tomorrow
absolutely.
specifically,
But for tomorrow,
a 1 day event, batteries, snacks, water, and we have bottles of BBs.
Yeah,
which
that's a whole
bottles
thing.
of BBs will also go in here. Ammo, if the event you're going to lets you do it. Ammo, speed loaders will also go in here. Our event lets us do it. It's a 1 day for beginners.
Our event lets us reload at the fob. So typically what I do is like a lot of people will leave their box like this in the staging area. I actually prefer to roll mine out to the fob.
That's why I got my cart.
Yep. So once it's out at the fob, I can stuff BBs. I can throw a speed loader that I don't have.
I can carry the 3 or 4 different guns that I'm going to carry in case my primary dies, my backup dies, my backup for my backup dies, and then if all else fails, shotgun.
Shotgun.
Which is over there.
Yep.
I don't know what to call him. I'm going to call him Bert.
Bert. But Bert
He looks
goes
like
fast.
a Bert. But he looks like a Bert.
Bert. A10.
Oh, God. So, okay.
Anyway.
So, for tomorrow,
again,
again, guys, and I think for most Milsims,
if you, okay. Here,
always, I think, because one of the things I was talking with you about, for any Milsim, any long extended play event, because tomorrow is a long extended play event, it's not quite a full day, but it's a good 5-6 hours solid of play.
Yeah.
Which is a lot for beginners, such as myself. You go to some events, 1 day events, 2 day events, God help you.
40 hours.
40 hours. 40 hours, screw you events.
70.
Seven. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
7-day continuous event.
I've heard of that.
It's called Brigette.
Yep, I've heard of it. Yep.
And we're going.
No, we're not.
We're going.
No, we're not.
We're going.
No.
We're going.
I can't take a week off of work like that, dude.
I will pay your salary so that we can go.
Start saving.
I know, but we'll do it.
Start saving.
Plus the international airfare to
oh, God.
Sweden. I think it's Sweden. Or Denmark. One of the two.
We'll have to buy our stuff replicas there. They won't let us ship there.
Actually, they will.
Wait, they will?
We have a friend. You remember Casey Thompson? Casey Thompson has gone to Brigette, and he flew from the U.S. to there with his Airsoft replicas.
Casey, I love you. Okay, so for tomorrow, guys, I think here's where we're starting at. Start small and ask yourself, what is the least amount that you can carry for the event that you're going to? And then pack it as much as you can. For this event, I asked Cameron and Big Red, guys, if I'm going to a Milsim with you, what would you have me do? And they're like, oh, bro, you're just going to do standard rifleman.
Yeah.
Big Red actually suggested to me, I love the DMR role. Big Red suggested to me, dude, why don't you do DMR tomorrow and run DMR and as well and just be Overwatch for us and stuff like that, because I need to rock and roll my DMR more. I'm actually very heavily considering adjusting my channel into a very heavily DMR focused Airsoft channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Start small. Don't build big.
So here's what I want to say. This breaks it down.
Final thoughts on this before Q&A? Go for it.
This breaks it down. Gear, much like many things, but I'm a car guy, so this is how I relate it. Gear comes down to like a car. Some people want pure function, like my buddy Royce over here. He does not give a crap how it looks, how it goes, whatever. As long as it goes and it gets good gas mileage.
Yep.
That's how I run my kit. Personally, I don't like flashy. I don't like
dude, the only reason it's Tan and Coyote, the only reason it matches is because that would just bother me. But it's all cheap.
Exactly.
Guys, like, I mean, he spent more on his pants than I did on my entire carrier setup. Because guess what? This cheap car gonna get me from point A to B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
now, that being said,
it's gonna wear out much before your expensive. But my. But
I also it's more of it's like a bought versus built.
I did, however, put a lot of time and
you did
thought.
put a lot of time into
one
it.
Of here, I'll show people what I'm talking about.
Backup, like the manufacturing backup to
Oh,
it
yeah. So, guys, one of the things that I thought about, and I talked with several people that I know, I can literally, here's my M14 panel. Here's the stock panel that came with it. I hated those. Didn't really think these were going to work well. These are decent for re-index.
Is that the stock panel? Can I see that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, tacos or taco replicas.
I just have to get the Kydex for it. But guys, I bought this because I can't buy 3 or 4 or 5 kits for the different replicas that I have. And people go, well, why'd you buy so many replicas? Well, some were given to me, and I've needed backups in case things break, because things break. But I don't buy a replica unless I can find it cheap. Cameron just went and helped me out. I PayPal'd Cameron money. Cameron pulled that money out of his bank account and went and bought me a $40 replica today that I am going to, over the course of time, rebuild. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be sick nasty when it's done.
Sick nasty.
I'm going to call it the sick nasty. I don't know what I'm going to call it.
You're going to call it the Boog.
The Boog.
Because the Boog purchased it for you.
Yeah, the Boog. But highly functional for all of my gear. I have one piece of kit now that will run everything. So, and that's just, don't forget that, guys. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be expensive. You do, and this is on you, you do need to make it work. Because depending on you and how well you make your stuff work, depends on how good of a time you're going to have.
Mm-hmm. Take the time. People are like, oh, just go buy something. No, don't. Go take the time to do the research. Watch videos. See if you can find someone who actually has the thing that you're looking at and see if you can get your hands on it. Or if you're lucky enough to live in a state with a gear shop, right? Just look up like tactical gear or whatever, right? In your location.
If you're in Colorado, Life and Liberty Gear down in Centennial, Colorado. Are they in Centennial or did they move?
They're in Centennial.
Are they still
I-25,
in Centennial and Arapahoe? Right south of Arapahoe?
They're I-25 and Arapahoe behind the Target.
Small shop.
Fantastic
huge.
guys.
I mean, small shop, but good Lord if they have not packed. Wall like 6 deep on the wall. Small shop. They have
in
packed.
Stock. And they have high-end quality kit, and Travis and his business partner
from high-end to low-end.
Condor.
I have been in there and bought for myself one of the first Condor chest rigs I had. I found out wearing a chest rig, I am not a chest rig guy because I cannot stand not having something stiff, such as a plate, hugging my back. Mm-hmm. That's why I have to wear a plate carrier. It just makes me feel weird. That's me personally. Let's get into
real
Q&A.
Quick while you're picking a question. Travis and his business partner, they are excellent people, and they will not steer you wrong on a piece of gear. If you go in and you're like, hey, I saw you on this channel, and I'm like, and I'm looking at this. Do you have this? What's your recommendation for my application? Like go in and tell them, yeah, I'm an airsofter, and they have no problem with it. A lot of
they show up to the FAF summer events.
Yeah,
they're literally part of the sponsors for the FAF summer events. They love a lot of the airsoft guys. They do. Guess what, guys? Here's one thing I'm going to say. Something that I was talking with Ivory Holsters about it, and this is why. Guess what? Airsofters' money is just as green as real guy money.
Exactly. They will not steer you wrong. They will help you find something, if not the thing that you are looking for, something that will satisfy your needs in a very similar manner. And they'll also show you how to do the real guy stuff if that's something you want to do.
All right. Q&A, because we have gone a little long. I think we covered basics of our kit. Both Cameron and I, although my gear is not as physically as small as his, I think mine is fairly replicates yours. Mine can't be sized like yours is because patent reasons. But let's get into some Q&A. Ultimately, I think, and like I said, obviously I'm running a little bit more than Cameron is because I have set up my kit to do for Airsoft to cover all of my replicas with very little changeover. So if you guys got any questions for Cameron and I about real gear, especially, this guy's the real gear guy. He can, we actually, Soft Air Co. Chavez said, love UF Pro over Cry.
So, okay. A lot of people like UF Pro. UF Pro is an excellent brand. I do have pretty good experience with them. Here's my thing with UF Pro. They're fantastic people, fantastic gear, but when it comes down to it, I will take Cry over UF Pro, and here's why. There is a certain level of quality that comes with the price tag, and there's one thing that a lot of people don't think about. So UF Pro is made out of 500D Cordura. It's a thickness and weight of the material. 500D is pretty light, and like most plate carriers and stuff are 1000D.
I think mine's 500.
Okay,
That is 500, I believe.
Mine, so
Or
Cry,
they're lying to me. They're probably lying to me.
Cry is one of the only companies, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, please, that rock 330D Cordura through both the carrier and the clothing. So it has the same durability as your standard 500,000D while being lighter. The other thing is, like I said, the little thoughts that come across, right? Stretch panels where you blow things out. Knee pad hole covers.
I have stretch panels in my stuff. They are not like his stretch panels. My stitching is not remotely close to as good as his. My material on my stuff is not remotely close to as good as his. Keep in mind, $250 pants. My top and bottoms cost me about $95.
Jerry compliant.
I am also not running my stuff, and he knows this. I am not running my stuff and saying, oh, it's just as good as the real thing. No, it's not. My $50 pants.
If that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay, $50 to you.
Well, no, I'm saying, it was like $95 for the top and bottom.
Yeah,
so the shirt's probably what, $35 and pants were like $60 maybe. So my $60 pants will not compare with the quality that his are. Guess what? I literally reached over. I was like, hey, your elastic, it looks different. In the beginning of the stream, I was like, can I touch the elastic? He's like, go for it. That elastic right there is literally more durable than my whole pants. I am not screwing with you. And here's the thing, guys. I am not a cheap guy. I'm not a cheap gear guy because I want to be. I'm a cheap guy gear because I'm playing Airsoft and I have a family to provide for. But I do want to have things that will allow me to go play with my buddies at a Milsim because they asked me to go this year and I could not accommodate. I did not have anything remotely close to this good 2 months ago. I didn't.
I'm actually kind of glad you didn't go to that one.
Yeah, I heard.
That was a whole thing. Anyway,
so
ask us questions, guys.
We only have 4 or 5 in the chat right now, probably because of my poor promotion for this evening. Or everybody who watches my channel is getting ready for Homefront tomorrow.
So the other thing that I wanted to mention is, okay.
Hey, can I waterfall your bottle of water there? Yes. Thank you, sir. Sorry, it is wicked warm in the base. Oh, I know why it's warm in here. We've been dropping to about 35 degrees at night, so I've turned the heater on the last few days, and this basement retains heat really well.
So, I like Cry. I do. Cry or die.
Thank you, sir.
Right. I will fully admit I am a Cry fanboy, but I have run a lot of other kit.
I've seen him run kit. I've seen him run the other stuff. You can talk with him. He's like, yeah, I have experience with it. Like, yeah.
I have other kit. The tan.
When I called Cameron, here's the thing. I called Cameron, what do you think of Emerson gear? This is what I'm getting. I had already bought it, and I was like, hey, dude, it's in my price range. And Cameron's like, for the price you paid, it's good. He's like, for the price you paid, and he knows how I play. I'm much more of a reserved player. I don't Kool-Aid man my way through a freaking wall like he legit took out a wall last weekend, dude. Like, that's...
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go, yeah, and he went fast. And here's how Cameron described it. He goes, Royce, he goes, 2x4, wall. When I hit the wall went, woo. God. So, but he knows how I played. He knows how I play.
Yeah.
And he's like, for what you paid, for how you play, for your budget, he goes, you did a good job. He goes, I have experience with that gear. it wouldn't last for me. He told me that. He's like, it wouldn't do what he asks of it. But I am not asking of it what he's asking of it. The only thing that I think I'm asking to the same level that you're asking is footwear.
Footwear is very important.
These are my daily wearers.
Me too. I wear these every single day.
Oh, yeah. No. These, as you can tell, they have mud on them from work.
Yep.
These are the composite toe model. By the way, let's talk footwear real quick. Bates Men's GX8 tactical boots with composite toe. These are the Gore-Tex model because sweaty feet suck.
Big facts.
Yeah.
So,
These are...
excuse the, blindingly white leg. I wear jeans constantly.
Yeah, my legs don't see the light of day either.
So, these are the Blower... Oh, man, I don't remember the technical name. These are the Blower...
I do need that.
Yeah.
That system, though.
So, these are the Blower 8-inch combat boots that were designed for the LAPD. One of the interesting things, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Are they soft? Oh, they're soft.
They're soft. They make a composite toe version. But one of the interesting things, I don't know if you guys can see it, the tread pattern.
Oh, I like that. Are they waterproof?
Waterproof.
Sweet.
And the tread pattern is designed to climb chain link fences in single go. Similar.
These are very similar. That's actually why they're cut to the sides like that.
Yep.
See that there?
Very
similar. You can get your foot. Yep.
So the prime thing about these are an 8-inch boot. Side zips are fantastic, but if you've ever gotten mud or rocks or whatever in a side zip,
if you're going to have a side zip, and I have had told a few people when I posted that I got these on my Facebook, you're gonna have a side zip. If you're not cleaning your zippers,
they're gonna break.
They're gonna break. If you're that there is an extra piece of maintenance required for side zip boots,
but
that if you do not,
you get an advantage because it's a side zip. They're way faster to get on and off.
Ready? It's not even on yet, and I might get my big fat foot in here. Done.
And
That's
he
it.
Can go. Right?
I'm ready to go. It took me all 4 seconds to get my big fat foot in there.
So
I also have these really, really tight on my. I have to have tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We both have weak ankles, so we're both wearing 8-inch.
Oh yeah. Well, hence why I will be carrying ankle support tomorrow.
So the only thing that I've ever seen that are faster than a side zip are the boas.
Bam! I want that system so bad.
So, and then back in, right, which is a little bit slower.
My zipper's faster.
That's faster. I can ratchet these down tighter more evenly.
Right. Well, that is one thing that the side zip does take is you need to put them on, get them adjusted for your feet, wear them for about a week, and then after that, go back and readjust for the proper firmness and the proper support that you want. I freaking... What size shoe do you wear?
14s?
God, you and Ross have massive feet. I wear 10s, but it's got that Gore-Tex.
Yep. So these are not the Gore-Tex.
So what are your boots? How much do they cost?
So my version of the boots, which are the kind of cheap boy versions of these, are 160.
Okay. Mine, which are composite toe version, because I have to have these for work. I did not. My work boots that I had were terrible. They were horribly uncomfortable, and they were causing me pain in my right leg that actually made it physically hard to walk. And it was not fun. Good footwear, guys. I promise you, good footwear. I'm on my feet all day in mud and weather. These after tax, these Bates Men's GX8 Tactical, these are the Gore-Tex version with composite toe. After taxes, they were $196. These are probably some of the most comfortable boots I've ever had.
So these composite toe Gore-Tex. So I bought the super cheap ones because I didn't need that immediately. I'm starting to need that. That's the next pair. I have destroyed these. Now, personally, I have flat feet, and I'm really, really, really hard on everything, especially my footwear. So these are destroyed. I've had them 2
Cameron
years.
and I, the only thing that I can say that I run the way that Cameron would run his stuff is my footwear. Cameron knows what I do for a living.
Yeah.
He knows the stuff that I'm around. Like,
I'm surprised you don't go through shoes faster than I do.
I only because I refuse to spend money. Because again, footwear, guys, cheap gear, right? Cheap gear, this thing here. Yeah, I don't care. Buy cheap this. This is Airsoft. Buy cheap this. That's fine. You ain't doing real guy stuff. Buy cheap this. Nobody cares. Footwear, never, ever.
No.
No, I don't even care. Never, ever buy cheap footwear.
No.
Your feet are directly connected to how your spine sits. Okay, I love you. Go upstairs.
Okay. Three things you should never, ever, ever skimp on. Footwear, iPro, and your gun.
Yep. And guess what, guys? Skimping on iPro.
That's how you go blind.
Mm-hmm. Guess what, guys? I run a set of iPro that's under $30. It's freaking great. They're the Valken Sierras. They have a rubber gasket that goes all the way around. That is flat, presses up against, really nice, kind of comfortable. Only time it fogs on me is when I stop moving. Mm-hmm. They are double pane. And like I said, the only time they fog on me is when it's really humid outside and I stop moving. Never, ever skimp on iPro.
I run the, mine were, I actually think the same price. They're a slightly smaller goggle. They're the they're the Vulcan Tangos. They are the sunglass style, but
Convoy Bebop, don't make fun of us.
Pain. Beep up. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I will drive.
Cameron B. Ross and I do, in fact, have your replica. We're working on it. We've been super busy this week. We have been preparing for a bunch of stuff. RDD Airsoft Works has been, this guy is actually helping RDD Airsoft Works right now catch up on some things because he really needs it. We'll get you set up. But yeah, the footwear I can't recommend. Don't buy cheap on footwear, even just in daily life. I'm not even talking footwear for Airsoft.
Just in general.
Just in general. Buy something that has good arch support, good foot support. Figure out how your feet work because I promise you, it matters. Guys, I've had bad footwear.
Yeah.
And I've literally cried when I've got out of bed in the morning because I had to put my boots back on. I've had boots that were that bad. And not because of how they were designed, the insoles and the physical material that sat under the insole shifted under my toes, and it caused my toes to sit like this.
For hours.
Like literally hours on end. So imagine this is my big toe, and then obviously I have 4 more toes over here. And my other toes were sitting like this. My big toe was extended. My other toes were like hammered up like this and flat. And when I would take my feet off, when I would take my boots off, it was just pain from the tip of my toes to my hip. And it started going into my back. And when it started going into my back and I started having problems walking, I'm in my 20s. I'm 27. This was, those boots were 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Those boots were 5 years ago. It's not worth it, guys. It's not. If you guys have a job, both of us are on our feet all day. He's on his feet in a very different environment than I'm on my feet, but he also does a lot of tactical gear training. I'm out in the field. I'm out in the weather. I'm out in the elements. I'm jumping in and out of holes in the ground. Like, I'm constantly around welding and sparks and just crap.
Yeah. I'm pounding around 10, 11 miles inside a warehouse on concrete all day. Not to mention all the forklifts. Like, I really should be wearing a composite toe. Mm-hmm. I'm broke because no guns.
These are only 190.
I'm going to get the composite toe versions of these. So they make a Gore-Tex composite toe version of this, which is $296.
Dude, that
fully
Gore-Tex,
loaded.
Oh my God, that Gore-Tex. All right, guys.
Anyway, it's been a very...
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
How long are we?
We're a little bit in. We've been going for almost an hour and a half. So, guys, sorry for going so long, but that's the gear that we're taking. We didn't see a whole lot of questions down in the comments down below. So we kind of went off on boots because that was the one thing that we totally forgot that we should have talked about. So that's what we're carrying. Minimalist kit, easy kit, not crazy kit, just something small that you know will work for a day. And then build from there. Start small, then build big. You know? Go from there. So without any further ado, Cameron, you got final you got any final words?
No, just take it slow. You don't have to be that guy who's rocking cry bottom, cry top, cry plate carrier with a cry bag with a cry stickered up gun, Cool it. Buy what you can, buy what fits your needs. If you don't need it, don't necessarily spend the money. Not going to tell you don't have you can't. But if take a look and see what is my play style? What is my reasoning? Do I have the funds to support this? If you're making bank and you don't have anything to spend it on except airsoft, sure, go ahead. Spend thousands of dollars on whatever. But if you're not, like most airsofters that I know personally.
Well, and like I said, he has a lot of cry gear that he's saved up for
years.
Literally 10 years. It took him to get this stuff.
Over the course of 10 years, it has taken me to generate these kits that I have. So it's I'm
yeah, well, I think you told me at one point you were buying one piece of kit every...
at one point, before these kits, I was buying one piece of kit every 3 to 5 months-ish to afford the things that I wanted. So I bought a $300 and something plate carrier that was not cry. Mayflower APC. If you want something that's...
Mayflower's pretty good, though.
Fantastic.
Mayflower, I've heard a lot of good things.
I wanted more modularity than the Mayflower offered, so I switched to cry. Fantastic carrier, though. So I bought that. And then 3 months later, I bought a $70 clip-in panel, which is very similar to that. And then I bought another thing. And another, and another, and another.
And it took him, like I said, he's got cool guy gear because he didn't do what I did. My buddies are possibly going to go to a Milsim next year and have invited me to go.
Possibly. We're going.
I don't have the time.
You're coming with us.
I don't have the time nor the funds that I can raise in that short of time to get what he got. So I got something that will work.
Yeah. And and people are like, oh, those real gear guys are okay.
You can drop one.
Okay. Those real gear guys are assholes, right? And it's like, okay, yes. Some guys are assholes, but the majority of us, if we understand your application, yeah, you might catch some flack for being an airsofter from a guy who runs real gear because they don't understand the attraction of airsoft. Once they play, they get it. But
it's a video game. So I tell people, it's a video game. It's fun. It's a video game. And you get to shoot your buddies in the face. And any man on the planet, when you're like, you can shoot your buddy in the face, is like, oh, they immediately have 5 guys. I shoot him in the face. I shoot him in the face.
So, that being said, real gear is great. If you don't need it and you can't afford it, don't do it. Now, if you can't afford it, or it fits the needs that you have, find a way to afford it.
I can't afford real gear, and I did a ton of it. Guys, this is my first real airsoft kit I've ever had that wasn't cobbled together. This is my first real airsoft kit that's not hand-me-down gear or borrowed gear or just cheap crap that I'm just trying to throw together to get through.
I might throw one of my old cries at you.
Oh, God. This is gear that I thought out for a long time. I thought, what do I need? How do I need to run it? I use that cheap gear as a way to test. How do I run this? How do I run that? Does this work? No, it doesn't. And it was borrowed gear and cheap stuff that I was like, okay. And I thought about it for a very long time, 2 years. And now I finally have a kit that, although it is not real guy gear, it works for what I want it for. And I'm really happy with it because it's highly functional for what I needed.
Function over form.
Yep. And
if you look badass, but you can't do work like a badass, you're not a badass.
Yep.
Anyway, that being said, I think it's time to wrap it up.
My name has been your runner. This has been your Cameron Denney, and we need to pack. So hopefully we see all of you guys out at Homefront tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning into this a little bit longer live stream. I was trying to get it done faster, but
there's so much. There's so much to cover.
There's so much. The boots thing, I'm really glad we covered that. So, guys, comments below if you guys have made it this far. Tell me your favorite Airsoft boots if you guys have made it this far. Down in the comments below after the live stream is over, because there's going to be some time in between live and not live. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all right here on, say it,
Runner.
Airsoft. Have a good one, guys. Peace.